Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to show you how to improve your explosive speed. We are going to focus on 4 aspects of the training. This is going to be a full training session that will help you to get quicker as a footballer. The training is very specific on what we are doing. So the first phase of the training, I am going to obviously do a good warm-up. The second phase is where I kind of include mobility and focus mainly on just your mechanic technique, where it's quite important to build that foundation as a footballer with the right mechanic, right technique to get even quicker. And the third phase of the training is obviously going to be some specific drills that you can start doing as well. Phase 4 is where I'm going to focus on a bit of some parametric training. Parametric has also been shown by research that it's one of the best way to improve your training. So obviously the parametric is more of like the foundation of bringing everything together of what we'll be working on. And now let's say you finish everything that I've just taught you on here. Now let's say you want to advance your training to the next level. You can obviously go to the gym and do some specific gym session that will help you to improve your speed. This is one of the speed sessions that I have been doing at the gym. So screenshot this, try this on your spare time. So you don't have to do it, but I recommend you include this in your training. And if you want to get the full kind of like weekly of my training as well, I have created a free plan. The link will be down below. Grab it, check it out as well. And to start off the warm-up, ideally, let's say you've done nothing so far. So I want you to go for a quick 2-minute run. Ideally 50%, nothing crazy, just to warm you up. So set up a timer and go for a run. I almost got snatched by a dog. So on here, I am basically doing a good warm-up. The main goal of this warm-up is to activate the muscle. These are some of the few exercises that I perform whenever I am warming up. A good warm-up includes some dynamic movement, some static movement, and so on. Obviously, I am going to be doing some mobility as well down the line. So whenever I'm doing this as well, I am focusing mainly on my full range of motion. Remember, when it comes to training, you always want to be in a good range of motion. So the more range of motion that you are able to perform, the better for you, because you are going to see an improvement in your training. So on there, I was working for 4 minutes. Now I'm going to increase the intensity of the warm-up by about 20%. Because I am increasing the intensity of the warm-up, it's allowing me to be in a frame of mind where I'm ready to go into the high intensity drills that go planned further down the line. When it comes to speed training, it's a full sort of body motion that you're using. So when you're warming up, try your best to activate every single muscle in your body if possible. Don't be neglecting any of your muscles. And obviously this is why mobility plays a massive part of warming up really well. So now I'm going to do a bit of mobility for about 5 minutes. As well, so that's very important. Target different range of motion, different sort of things that you're doing. Activate your hip. I never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap, got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house, then I hit him to the sky, change haters on a tirade, talking to their grip in the face, be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all with the same, we all want a meal in the safe, I wanna live like I'm trying to lightning. Trail spill from my lips, feel big from the bib, take a sip till I pass out. Try and get grit, but it don't make sense, cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. You long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. I'm burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see the ass, and he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all.
You know, when it comes to mobility, please don't neglect your upper body. Like I've said, when it comes to sprinting, it's a full body motion. So if you neglect your upper body, already there, you're killing yourself. So for you to be quickly and explosive, it's important that you try your best to use your arms when you are sprinting. Not only that, it also allows you to generate more force. And more force usually means more explosiveness, because your body is generating a lot more force. So obviously, if you can do it when you're sprinting, like this, having the right technique when you're sprinting is very important. Now that I have finished all that, I am going to move on to the second part of the training. This is where I'm going to focus on my mechanic. So everything I'm doing is very important. So the technique that I'm going to be working on is what I am going to be using whenever I am sprinting or changing direction, or basically what I've got planned further down the line. So on here, I'm going to focus on few specific drills that you can start doing. This sort of drills will help you when you are sprinting, and not only that, it will help you to generate a lot more force. And having the right technique when you're sprinting means you will be quicker. Usually people neglect this one a lot. Literally, it's the basic. So all we're going to focus on is high knees, walking high knees. And when we are focusing on the walking high knees, we're also going to be using our arm. So ear, so your hand about your ear pocket like this, so like literally just there, that mechanic. So obviously we are going to perform this whilst walking. We're going to focus everything like this. And when we are also doing this, ideally, now let's say your toe, when they're coming up, make sure they flex up, activate that range of motion. So now let's say your foot come up, I don't want to see your toe going down. No, there already you are losing that mechanic force of ground contact. Okay, so now let's say this is the flat surface. This is the flat surface, it's the ground which you will be running on. So now this is your toe. If it's just there, when your foot come up and your toes like that, look at the mechanic. You are not generating enough force for that ground contact. So obviously there, your foot is going to go down. Whereas now let's say this is your foot and then your toes coming up. Look at that flexion, that increase of flexion. So from there to there, increase, meaning more force, more ground contact. And the more ground contact you have, the stronger you can push off to run forward. So this is why we are going to be doing this. Literally focus on every single aspect. If I pause, have control as well. Okay, whenever you are running, obviously it's good to have a good balance whenever you're sprinting. Now let's say you're doing this, try your best to have a good foundation of where you are strong, so you don't fall about. So be strong when you're doing it. You want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Key points when you're also doing it, make sure that your knee are coming up. All right, go for a full range, make sure it's coming up like that, like that. Okay, so I don't want to see your knee low like that. Nah. So when you're doing it, if your foot's like this, get up. Okay, there already there. If you're here, you're killing yourself. That's your limitation of your speed. Whereas if you're going up here, more ground contact. So think of this as a cycling mechanic. So when you're on the bike, that motion of what was going like this. So that's what you kind of want to perform whenever you're doing this as well. Because now I'm going to advance it where I am pushing off as well. So whenever I'm pushing off now, I'm activating as well my hamstring muscle. Very important. Alright, so take a look. Now I'm going to go a bit quicker. There, pushing off, there. Alright, for you to be quicker, we need to focus on the basic. This is why I'm taking a bit of time here before moving on. So now, let's say when you're also performing it now, I'm going to increase that. We're going to go a bit quicker now. So when we are doing it, try your best not to be going backwards, because you are putting a lot of stress on your lower back, and that's also killing your performance. And so when you're doing it, try your best to lean a bit forward, to have that balance, that kind of like straight line symmetry going forward. Okay, like that. Some people will be running like this. See, when you're running like this, you're basically bringing your energy, your force backwards, making you slower. When it comes to speed, the aim is to go forward as fast as you can, or depending, or changing direction. Okay, so when you're doing it, lean a bit forward. Okay, a bit more forward. Now when you do the same thing again, it's going to be high knees. So I'm going to focus on high knees. Very quick. Okay, very quick. Walk back. High knees. Driving your arms as well. Don't forget. Basic. Bring your toes up when you're doing it. Toes up, toes up, toes up. We'll go one more time. When the flames going high with my bad patience, I hate it always falls on you. But you know it's not. Please, whenever you are training, don't neglect your ankles. Now think about this. Do you know whenever you are jumping, sprinting off, basically all that force is kind of just going onto your ankles, so you are putting a lot of stress on your ankles. So take a lot of care to work on your ankle stability, change of direction, and so on. So on here we are going to focus on that, and we're also going to focus on ground contact, pushing off really sharp one way after another before we move on to the next part of the training. Take a look at some of the few drills that I'm going to be doing on here. On my toes, on my toes, on my toes. So let me sharp, 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 sharp. Back in, sharp, 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 sharp. Back in. Go. Sharp, 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 sharp. So this next part of my training, obviously in football, you just won't be sprinting all the time. You need to decelerate, accelerate, accelerate, and so on. So this is why I am doing this drill. So on here, I am basically going to focus on that mechanic of sprinting, slowing down, sprinting, slowing down. Okay, so that's all. If you look careful as well, whenever I'm performing this as well, I am taking smaller steps. Okay, I'm not overstriding. So because it's a short distance of where I have to sprint DSL, the smaller steps allow me to be fluent with my movement. It's allowing me to generate a lot more force in a short amount of time. So the quicker I can sort out my feet, the quicker I can take those smaller steps to generate force to go forward and backwards and so on. So that's basically it. I'm going to perform that 3 times and that's all.
Nothing is forever, you're so keen on telling me.
Woo, feels good. Now I am going to do 2 sprints. So with the sprint, I am forcing my body to be able to handle the amount of force that's been generated on one side to another. This will help me in a game whenever I'm, like, let's say I'm dribbling with the football I have to change to go on the other side, and so on. So me running in and out of the guns like that is quite beneficial as well. It's very game specific. Yeah, anyways, I will look to perform that 3 times, and that's all. Now I am going to focus on some sprint. So I'm going to focus on some top speed sprint. So I have set up 30 meter. So I'm going to sprint as fast as I can to 20 meter. I'm going to do that twice, and then I'm going to rest for a good 2 minutes. Then repeat the same thing, but this time I'm going to sprint to 30 meter. Full speed 30 meter twice. The 30 meter sprints is because I'm getting my body used of being able to sprint at high intensity. Obviously in training, whenever we're training, we don't really get to do as much high intensity sprint. But not only that, with me including this in my training, it also reduces the chances of me getting injured because my body is already used of that workload. And so let's say now you're just training, doing short distance. In a game, when you have that opportunity to sprint 30 meter, if you haven't done things like this in a game, you could pull your hamstring, you could pull your quad. So that's why I like to put this in my session. So I'm gonna sprint 20 meter first, twice, and I'm gonna rest for 2 minutes, sprint again 30 meter twice, and that. So don't forget the mechanic of you driving as well. Don't forget. So I had a good 2 minute rest. I am going to move on. So on here I'm going to focus on some hill sprint. Ideally I'm going to look to perform 8 sprints, and I'm going to start obviously at the cone. I'm going to be walking, and as soon as I get the edge of the start of the hill, that's when I'm going to be explosive to get up the hill. And whenever I'm sprinting, I'm always going to use my mechanic drive. I'm going to focus on taking smaller steps to push off really quick for the first 10 meter. Obviously halfway, then I'm going to try drive forward. And you also have to understand, pitches, obviously in my league, they are not always 100% flat. Sometimes there'll be a bit of that bump. So I'm basically trying to put myself in that same condition where the pitch are not perfect. But not only that, hill sprint has been proven to increase your explosiveness and your speed, literally. So with that gradient, it's quite beneficial. So let's say now you don't have access to a hill, but you have a gym. You can go on a treadmill, increase the incline up a bit, maybe like 2-3%, and then just sprint. Use your arms as well. So to finish up the session, the foundation, like I was telling you, is quite important as well. So on here, we are going to focus on a bit of some parametric. I'm going to be picking 4 exercises. So the first one right now is basic. All you're gonna do is a squat, but explosive squat. First one, you're gonna be going slowly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get up, sit into it, then back up. That's 1 rep. I'm gonna go again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get up, sit into it, and back up. That's 2. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get up, sit into it, and back up. That's 3. So you're gonna perform that 8 times. Rest for a minute, repeat the same thing again twice. The next one, single leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest for about a minute. Repeat the same thing twice, and that's you done. Third one, all you're gonna be doing is lateral. Obviously, parametric lateral. So jump and push off. So we're gonna go again. jump, then push off. Jump, then push off. So you're gonna do 5 left foot, 5 right foot. So let me show you on the right foot. Jump, then push off. Jump, then push off. Jump, then push off. Stick the landing. The last one, oh yeah, so on there you can do that. 5 left foot, 5 right. Rest for a minute. Repeat the same thing again. Last one, broad jump. Alright. I'm not sure if you picked up everything, but on there you're gonna do 5 broad jump going forward 5 times. Rest for a minute. Repeat the same thing. And when you've done that, that's you done with the training. Oh, it was a good one. Like I've said, if you want to advance it as well, go to the gym, do a bit of some gym work. So this is some of the workout that you can start doing. So yeah, check it out. The link will be down below. With that being said, let me know the sort of things that you want me to include when it comes to training. Alright, I will see you on to the next video. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel if you're new. I will see you on to the next part of the training.